Greetings, family. Welcome. Check on in, check on in. In case you haven't heard, we do have some live breaking news. We won't be on long today because I've already done two live streams today, one on my private group and one on the public group on the public channel today. And then Chief Mack is going to go live at around 5 o'clock. But we have some very serious breaking news, family. Check in, let us know where you're hailing from. I'll give you a few minutes to settle in the room. I'm not going to be long today. I'm just going to give a brief report, and then I will go ahead over to Chief Mack's channel because, again, he'll be on around 5, and he's going to give his commentary. So check in, let us know where you're hailing from, and I'll be back in 5 seconds. Just say 30 seconds.
Shining wisdom's light, teaching soul tribe how to see through the night. Ancient scriptures and bloodlines she knows, spreading truth wherever she goes. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day.
All right, Soul Tribe. I said I wasn't going to be on long today. I don't want to keep you too much, but we do have some breaking news right out of Washington, D.C. Now, according to our news sources, and I do want to give credit to our news sources, thank you so much. This was given to me or brought to me by Rich P. Rich. Thank you. He is a member of the Soul Tribe, and he often gives us information or just lets us know what's going on geopolitically or just even financially. So we have lots of people that give us news, but this is breaking that just came out, family. Several National Guard was shot in Washington, D.C. One source said there were 2 people, and then 2 said multiple National Guard members were shot. And then there's another source that said many people, including National Guard, were shot right out of D.C. And this is very interesting news and very disturbing news, considering that we know that National Guard have been deployed on the ground since the whole world shut down, the global pandemic in 2020. So President Trump had released National Guard in 2020 to make sure the country was safe as he was deporting people and doing mass arrests. And then most recently, around September the 30th, President Trump called on all military leaders all around the world to meet him as he discussed the government shutdown that was looming, that was supposed to start on the midnight at September 30th. So President Trump has sent a letter out to National Guard members saying, I need to meet you all in DC on September 30th. And once he met with them, he and the Secretary of War told them or gave them their marching orders, and then the government was shut down at midnight, September 30th, which is actually October the 1st. And interestingly enough, October 1st is also the beginning of the new fiscal year. So we understood what that was about. And we also knew that there was a government shutdown that had to occur because the Supreme Court of the United States had declared the year before, just last year, that the United States incorporated fake government that had incorporated itself in 1871 as a religious nonprofit organization was unconstitutional and unlawful. And they then said that they would downsize the government. When that happened during the overturning of the Chevron doctrine last year, then that happened in the summer of last year. President Trump came on January the 1st, or around the 1st of January. He started issuing out many executive orders, one of which was that he would downsize the government. He then sent out letters to several million people who work for the government and gave them the opportunity to take an early retirement. Well, their deadline for retirement was September the 30th, the same day he met with the troops, the same day of the government shutdown. So here we had the government shutdown, September 30th, October 1st, which was also a Hebrew holy day or Hebrew holy day season, right outside of the Feast of Trumpets and the Day of Atonement, heading into one of the most high holy festival times for Hebrew people, and that was the Feast of Harvest or Feast of Booths. So all this stuff was going on around September 30th and October. You had the government shutdown, and now here we are. The government just reopened last week or 2 weeks ago, but they had a caveat. The caveat, they said, we're opening the government for right now, but that is only until we come up with some other things. We have to meet and decide if we're going to reclose it January the 31st. So they gave us a reprieve. People that were on furlough, the government workers that were on furlough due to the shutdown, went back to work. Some of them received back pay. Some people that were receiving government entitlement benefits like SNAP, EBT, what else? Medicaid, whatever. Section 8. Some of them got a little reprieve because they got some of the money that they hadn't been getting with the government shutdown, but all that could come back to a screeching halt on January the 31st. So what I told people is, don't get too excited about the government being back open, because we know the shutdown is looming again for January 31st. We know that they're making mass arrests. We know that the deep state is angry because the government has to completely close. Since it's not our lawful republic, it had to be downsized, because you had Nasara, you had all these, you had Empress Verdiasi Gaston El Turner Bey, the Empress of the Moors, here taking the United States to court in the 80s and 90s. You had the farmers taking the United States Incorporated to court. You have people like the Moors who were bankrupting the United States Incorporated. So we knew this was going to happen, and this is the perfect time to happen. Well, now that they reopened the government, the deep state is going to be angry. They're going to send out their minions. They're going to do something to either incite panic or to mass stage a black swan event. They'll tell you, look, oh, don't look here, look over there. A black swan event always occurs before a financial event. I'm going to let Chief Mac talk about that when he comes on his show at 5 o'clock. So I don't want to say too much, because he wants to go live at 5, and I don't want to, take, too much information, too much of your time either. Well, here we are, family. Thanksgiving's tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Don't spend up all your money. Okay. Save some money. We don't know what's about to go down. We don't know if they're going to have a shutdown, curfew, whatever. But anytime you strike at the military, the National Guard, and or the police, and anytime you strike around DC, something's going to go down. Now, some people say that the President Trump was around DC, but most people are saying he's actually at his home in Mar-a-Lago. So we will keep you updated on that. But what I'll do is I will show you an article to let you know what they're saying in regards to these multiple shootings that are occurring. I'll first go to this one article that says several people have been shot. Several people, including National Guard. Breaking news at Washington, D.C., and the shooter is at large, running roughshod in Washington, D.C. So 2 National Guardsmen, according to this particular article, were shot in Washington, D.C. on today, Wednesday, according to Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. The shooting occurred in downtown D.C. on Wednesday, that's today, according to a source familiar with the early reports and a law enforcement official. So today is Wednesday, November the 26th, 2025. It's currently 3:34 p.m. We just received this news shortly, not too long ago, and this is the day before Thanksgiving. Let's take note of that. The shooting occurred, of course, in downtown D.C. DC Metropolitan Police said on Twitter, or X, that the scene is secure right now, and one suspect is in custody. When I heard about it early, there was nobody in custody, but at least one person is in custody right now, and they advised people to leave the area. The National Guard didn't immediately respond to these news requests for a comment, but the circumstances of the shooting are not immediately clear. Do we need a circumstance for the deep state? Do we need a circumstance for these people who, some of them may be actors, some of them may be, and I don't mean actors like it's fake. I mean actors like people that are paid to do these certain things. Do we need a response? We know that it's probably some type of event that could lead to a black swan event, an event that could get bigger. Okay, we could really have some type of lockdown coming. I don't know. I don't want to get anybody too upset, but you know that the deep state doesn't want to be shut down. The White House is aware and actively monitoring this tragic situation, Levitt said, adding that the President Donald Trump, has been briefed on this situation. Now, National Guard troops from multiple states had been in DC anyway, and they've been there for months. And this was a part of the security detail and a part of President Trump's anti-crime crackdown in the nation's capital, which has since expanded to other major cities across the country. We said that President Trump was sending troops to DC to clean it up, as he also sent them to Chicago and said he was sending them to Baltimore and LA and major cities. But we said when he did that don't think this is just about getting rid of some illegal immigrants and illegal migrants and MS-13 gang members, but he's also cleaning up neighborhoods from local gangs, and he's doing some major arrests. He is arresting a lot of people on the spot that have kept these cities enslaved or living in terror. So thank you all so much for joining us. Tammy says, happy Thanksgiving to Dr. Pruitt and the Soul Tribe. Hi, Billet says, hi, Dr. Pruitt. Hello to you all. Welcome, new member. We have a new member. Thank you so much for being a member of our Soul Tribe Silver private group membership. We talked earlier today about credit repair, the RV, revaluation of currencies, and some other things. But right now we have breaking news that several National Guard members, according to, it depends on which report you read, have been shot and other people have been shot. Happy Thanksgiving, Melissa says to you and your family, and thanks for all you do. You're welcome. It's my great pleasure. Let us know in the chat what you think is going on, family. Chief Mack has his idea and his thoughts about what's going on. He's been saying that something's about to go down. You all know how it happens. Before any new financial situation, they stage a Black Swan event. Before anything serious they do, they stage a Black Swan event. If you don't know what a Black Swan event is, let me oblige you. Let's look up what a Black Swan event. What is it? Come on in the room, check in, let us know who you are and where you're hailing from, family. A Black Swan event is a metaphor that describes an event, a huge event that comes as a surprise. It has major effects, and it's often inappropriately rationalized after the fact with the benefit of hindsight, okay? So it's a major event. Usually some type of event that you were not expecting. It's a surprise event, kind of like the global shutdown and the pandemic that happened in 2020. In 2019, we had certain cases, a few cases of people getting sick abroad. Then we had a few here, and we know we were saying it was the China virus and things were happening, but you could tell if you put your pulse on certain news articles that they were leading up to something that was very serious. And because I was teaching in the schools at the time, I kind of had some insight that a lot of people didn't know. And what I mean by insight is we heard some of the teachers and substitute teachers that we had to cover certain classes because administrators were going to secret meetings at the end of 2019. And when they were going to those secret meetings, some of them came back. They weren't supposed to tell us, but they were telling us there's some discussion and whispers that this sickness, the virus, was getting out of hand and something was going to be done. And then at the same time, my son was a trucker, said, Mom, we just got orders that we could be on the street in the event that there's curfew, and nobody's been talking about curfew. And so we knew something was about to happen, and we talked about it, but we had no idea what they were going to do. All at the same time, 2019, the pandemic hadn't started, but some sicknesses came out. Then you had George Floyd that was unalived the beginning of that year around March. Then you had Breonna Taylor in Louisville, Kentucky that was unalived. And that news went viral all over the place. Then you had, so you had two unalivements, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and you had the virus picking up steam where people were getting sick and the numbers were increasing. And we were like, here we go. And those of us that knew that something was happening, we took to our social media and said, hey, people, prepare, get some water, get some food, get supplies. We don't know what's going on, but we know the deep state is angry because that was under Trump's first administration. And we know behind the scenes that he was making arrests. And I knew that because I actually was watching some of the military tribunals that occurred on cbine.net. That was c-bine.net. You could watch some of them back then. And we had a list of forced resignations, and we had a list of some of those arrests in 2017, 2018, 2019. So in 2020, when George Floyd was unalived and Breonna Taylor was unalived by the police in Louisville, Kentucky, and these cases of the virus were spreading, we said, hey, pay attention. Something's happening. Something's happening. Deep state is trying to fight back because the Trump administration and the white hats of the military and the Nasara White Knights are making arrests. When we got those lists, now the list is called resignation.info, resignation singular, resignation.info. You can see a lot of bankers, corporate heads, who else? Political officials, even some of the prime ministers of different nations on that list of people that were forced to resign or they were arrested. So that's been going on since Trump's first administration. Now here we are during the second administration. We had the Supreme Court of the United States overturn the Chevron doctrine. The Chevron doctrine had given the government, United States Incorporated, unlimited powers. They can come up with any statutes, codes, and policies that they wanted to. And we couldn't keep up with all these policies. And then they could force us to abide by them. And if we didn't, their policy enforcers, also known as police officers, would arrest us and force us to pay a fine. And then the judges would say, yep, you got to pay that fine because the United States Incorporated, the government, has unlimited power and they are the experts in their field. So it didn't matter if it was the CIA, the FBI, it didn't matter. It didn't matter if your kids were taken away from you through CPS. The government could do that. In fact, judges were found out in Louisville, Kentucky for having blanket statement forms that said that your kids could be taken from you. And social workers would take those blank forms, the writing with the judge's signature on it without going through any cases, any hearings, and just serve you that notice and have you and your children ushered in the court and stolen, have your children taken away from you. This is how corrupt the system is. So it didn't matter if it was the CIA, the CPS, the FBI. It didn't matter if it was the DMV, any type of government agency, my friends. They could do whatever they wanted to you because they were considered the expert. And when you went to court, the judges said you had to pay the fines and you had to abide by them because, you know, they were the ones who made the rules. Well, when the Supreme Court overturned the Chevron doctrine that gave the government unlimited powers, the Supreme Court said not only are the United States Incorporated and all their agencies, their 441 is now 442 agencies unlawful, but any judge that went along with whatever these government agencies did, they are treasonous, unlawful, and they must pay a fine. And they said they are treasonous, they have to be arrested. So they said the agencies were treasonous and unconstitutional. The judges that went along with them, they're unconstitutional. Any judge that knew of a judge that allowed this to happen and didn't report it to the president, they also were unconstitutional and treasonous. So once that happened, family, we knew it was on. President Trump came back after that was overturned last year. Trump came back, tasked Elon Musk with creating the Department of government efficiency, also known as Doge, and they started downsizing or shrinking the government. Then Trump met with the soldiers, the military leaders from all over the world around September 30th, deployed more National Guard into major cities, according to the media, major cities, but he deployed them everywhere. And now here we are. We had the government shutdown, they reopened briefly, and now we got a shooting. Before I show you more articles about the shooting, let me just brief you on the 442 government agencies. Hi, Rich. You said you can't chat on YouTube, but thank you so much for sharing this information with me today. Here is a list of those federal government agencies. Oh, now it's 444. Somebody need to look up that number. Tell me what that number represents, because I know that has a vibration to it. When the Chevron doctrine overturned the government, it was 441 agencies, government agencies. Then during the shutdown, this website, which is federalregister.gov/agencies, had 442. Now they have 444. This is a list of agencies that includes each unique federal and quasi-federal unit that has legal authority, not lawful authority, not constitutional authority, but legal authority according to the fake government called United States Corporation. This list of agencies includes each unique federal and quasi-federal unit that has legal authority to publish in the Federal Register, and that has published in the past, even if it no longer publishes. Okay. Here we are. It ensures all past documents remain indexed and available on the website. 444 government agencies. Why do you need 444 agents to control or govern your mind? Government, control, govern, control, or manage. Mentality, menche. We don't need that. We have a lawful government called the Republic. So if you see here, it is alphabetized from A to Z. You see that? I'm going to leave that in the chat for you and the description section. These have to be dismantled because they were overturned by the Chevron doctrine and considered unlawful and unconstitutional. So that's why the government was shut down, to make some arrests, to do some reorganization, to get rid of some of these government workers, because we didn't need all these government workers. When we have our republic, we didn't need 444 agencies. Why do you need that? Under the lawful republic, you probably just had a couple, the department, United States Treasury Department, maybe 3 or 4 others, not 444. Okay. So they have to reorganize. They have to get rid of the bad apples. They have to just dismantle the United States Incorporated. And what I mean by get rid of, they have to get rid of the fluff, and anything that's benevolent, they're going to put under our republic. The IRS included, they have to go. IRS workers have been let go. Many of them have either been fired, forced to resign. Some of them have been arrested, and some of them are facing military tribunals right now. And remaining duties of the IRS that will serve us will be put under the United States Treasury Department. And that actually started under Trump's first administration. So we had the government shutdown. People weren't receiving their entitlement benefits, or they weren't receiving all of them. You had people on furlough that worked for the government that weren't working. And then 2 weeks ago, they decided to reopen the government, and everybody thinks everything's okay. But the deep state is saying not so. They are going to fight back. Sister Tammy says, I heard they were doing military tribunals. We wish we could see them so we can believe it. Yeah, some people will only believe it if they see it. And so to your point, I've heard that we are going to see some of these military tribunals. We are going to have an emergency broadcast system announcement alerting us to what has been going on. We're just waiting for that to happen. Now, this new shooting at the White House could be something that is leading up to some type of announcement. So I showed you where 2 National Guard, it said 2 National Guard were dealt with or were shot. But now I want to show you something that says several people shot in Washington, D.C. Breaking news. Several people were shot in Washington, D.C., including at least 1 member, according to this article, of the National Guard. The shooting occurred in downtown Washington, D.C., near the White House. DC Metropolitan Police had said on Twitter or X that they are at the scene of a shooting right now in the area, and they advise people to avoid the area. It's very similar to the article we read earlier, but this says several people were shot. The other article says 2 National Guards were shot. The National Guard did not immediately respond to the request for comment. The circumstances of the shooting are not yet immediately clear. National Guard troops from multiple states have been in DC, according to both of these articles, for months as a part of President Trump's anti-crime crackdown. Yeah, and maybe they were also put in the major cities and other cities to ensure that as President Trump is making arrests, the people who are rebelling against that won't launch an attack. Now, remember when he was making mass arrests in 2019, 2020 under his first administration, their Black Swan event was to release that sickness and shut down the world. So what happened after that? People started protesting. You had Black Lives Matter, Antifa, Until Freedom. You had this NFAC, which was No Effing Around Coalition, that was headed by some interesting person called, what was his name? Grandmaster, some brother that said he was part of he was part of some type of gun club, and he claimed he served in the military. But when people were dissecting his videos, this guy that was over the NFAC, no Effing Around Coalition, that sounds stupid, doesn't it? But the people that were dissecting his videos, the real true gunmen, some of the people like, what they call the hit guys and the preppers, the people that have been telling us for years to be prepared and have your guns, the people that love this country by God, and they're going to annihilate you before you annihilate them. They were dissecting his videos and saying this man was not a professional. They showed you how he held his guns, how he cleaned his guns. His rhetoric was not like a real gun owner or somebody that had served in the military. I don't know if y'all remember the NFAC, but we said back then, some Black militia man, and I said, y'all, this man sounds like a fraud. But, people classified as Black got angry with me. And I say he's part of the deep state. He's all part of the plan. So you had the NFAC, No Effing Around Coalition. They literally said the word effing around, Fucking. You had Black Lives Matter and Until Freedom that were launching these peaceful protests that was nothing peaceful about it, but they were launching these protests, and they said they were protesting the unalivement of George Floyd, who some people say was a paid actor. Like he looked just like this other actor that was out there. I can't remember the guy's name, a football player. So he was unalived. We don't know if that was real or staged. Okay, a lot of the codes look like it could have been, a false flag event. I don't know. So we had that. We had Breonna Taylor, who was a girl that allegedly worked for the ambulance or something like that in Louisville, Kentucky. And that's where I was based at the time I was living. Nobody knew who that girl was. I mean, I met somebody who said that they had seen her, but I didn't know anybody who actually knew her. I'm not saying she wasn't from there, but she was unalived by police officers. A lot of people don't know. I read the reports that her boyfriend was actually involved in an unalivement of a person, and that body was held in her car. That's why she was under surveillance. Somebody was unalived and held in her car. A dead body was in her car. And so police put surveillance cameras around her house because they didn't know if she did it or the boyfriend did it. And he was involved in high-level drug trafficking. And some people say she likely was too, but they painted a picture like everything was so cutesy and perfect. And, no, they should not have unalived her as far as I know. I wasn't there. You don't know what happened. But I know that people didn't get the details. I read the reports. I still read the reports. So she was unalived. George Floyd was unalived. Then this group here, this Black militia group, so-called Black militia group, led by some weirdo, with the NFAC, No Effing Around Coalition, start marching through the streets of Louisville, demanding that somebody get arrested for the unalivement of Breonna Taylor or else. So I was like, what's the or else? So I interviewed some of the people from the NFAC. I got videos of it. I interviewed Antifa and Black Lives Matter folk, and I said, "What your demands are? Y'all want somebody to be arrested for unaliving Breonna Taylor, or else you gonna do what? We're gonna shut down this whole city. We're gonna stop the what they call it, the horse races, the Kentucky Derby." That Kentucky Derby went on as usual, and what they did, they blocked off the Churchill Downs where they had the Kentucky Derby, and they had all type of police over there, and they said that the NFAC, no effing around coalition, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, Until Freedom, that had been marching for several weeks, show up at Churchill Downs where all them rich white folk was going to be doing some horse racing, baby, you gonna be unalived. And you know, all that yelling and screaming and hollering they were doing for weeks, acting the fool, tearing up downtown, bashing in ATM machines, bashing in windows, screaming and hollering, using this as an excuse to be a thief, using this as an excuse to act crazy. While they were up there acting a fool, stopping businesses, little old ladies couldn't go to the grocery store in their own neighborhoods because these brilliant folks who cared about Black folks tore up the whole Black community, tore up downtown, tore up the Attorney General's house, tore up all kind of places, tore up lawns. They acted a plumb fool during this whole shutdown of the world. But that was a Black Swan event. It caught people by surprise. It was a huge event. It was unexpected. Then they locked down not only Louisville, Kentucky, and the place wherever George Floyd was unalived. That might have been in Cali, I don't remember. But they locked down the whole world. They said they unleashed this sickness called the corona. Those are code words. Corona means crown, as in gold, as in chakra, as in corona literally means crown, which for me, and I said this then, they are releasing a sickness because they know we're entering into a golden era, an era where your crown chakra will be activated and we are ascending in consciousness. We're becoming aware of our godly powers. We're becoming aware of all the deep state enslavement from the United States Incorporated, the central banking system of the Federal Reserve, and all those deep fake and deep state people and actors in Hollywood, everybody that was a part of the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, the Zionists, all of them that control Hollywood, that control banking, that control every segment of our society. We were starting to wake up. Our crown chakra, corona, was being activated. Okay, we were entering into crown, corona, as in gold. We were entering into the golden age. I said they're talking to each other, the deep state. They know that their time is up. We're waking up. We're also entering the age of Aquarius. Okay, religion couldn't even control us. They couldn't even tell us to just get along with people because Jesus was going to save us in the next life. We was like, no, heaven and hell are within, and we're living in it right now. And you can create the heaven and a beautiful reality that you desire. We're already in hell, so you can't scare us no more with religion. It's what a lot of people were saying. So corona was something that they called that sickness for a short period of time as they were speaking to each other. Corona was also a word that was written behind George Floyd on one of those pictures that was promoted for his unalivement. Okay, so they were speaking to each other in terms, letting each other know they waking up and we're moving into a golden era. So they released that virus. They stopped calling it corona. They started calling it something else. COVID, and y'all know what that means, what that stood for. And behind the scenes, you see my screen just went gold. Behind the scenes, President Trump was making mass arrests. So the Soros-funded Black Lives Matter, Antifa said, we got to do something. We got to cause mass confusion. We're going to instigate this shooting and unalivement of George Floyd. We're going to instigate a shooting, which really looked like some type of ritual of Breonna Taylor that happened on March the 13th. Okay, March the 13th, 2020. And interestingly enough, I woke up on that day and my son said, something's going to happen on March the 13th. That's a war day. March 13th, he said, Mom, it's a military war day. So something huge is going to happen. You had the unalivement of George Floyd and you had Breonna Taylor unalive. And then you had the whole world shut down and a official announcement of the CV virus. That led to the shutdown of the whole world. It led to people losing their jobs. Y'all know what happened then. And I'm bringing that up because the people that didn't listen to those of us who were saying something's going to happen, and they didn't get their products, they didn't get their beans and rice and their canned goods, they didn't take their money out the banks, they were caught off guard, unawares. So all I'm saying is we don't know what is going on in Washington, D.C. with this shooting, but we do know at least 2 National Guards were shot. And several other people. Rich Pritch says silver is $53.60 right now. The United States dollar is 187. Is that what you're saying? USD 3.6% in 24 hours. What are you saying? Are you saying the USD is declining in value as silver and gold are increasing in value? Yeah. Mr. Vader reposted this stream. Thank you. I don't know who Mr. Vader. Oh, that's you. Hi, Stephen Carrillo, Mr. Vader. Thank you for reposting the stream. So you want the link for Chief Mac? I don't think he's here in the house. I haven't seen him, but he will be on at 5. Let me see if he has a link yet. All departures to and from Reagan National Airport are grounded for security reasons, Rich Pritch says. Listen, we already know that a lot of airports were closed and a lot of flights were delayed during the government shutdown because air traffic controllers were furloughed. They were like, we got to work for free because of the government shutdown. We're not going to get paid. So some of them just walked off the job. And we've been having a lot of issues at airports since 2020, since the global shutdown. And now with this shooting of the National Guard members, Rich Pritch is saying all departures to and from Reagan National Airport are grounded for security reasons. Keep checking in, family. Hold on 1 minute. I'm going to check with Chief and see what's going on. All right, I was just calling Chief Mac. He said he will be on around 5. He said he's chiming in, but I don't see him. Thank you for being a member. I don't see him chiming in. We don't see you, Chief, but I sent you a link. He's going to tell you all when to come in when he's doing his live, because he's going to let us know what he knows that's going on behind the scenes, okay? Let's see what else we have. Any more news y'all have before we continue on? All right. So let me see if I can find another review. Let's see. National Guard. What do you guys think is going on? Why do you all think there were National Guard members and other people shot? Oh, 2 West Virginia National Guard members unalived in DC shooting. The governor confirmed. Dang. I just looked up an update. Look, family, it's about to get ugly out here in these streets. Here you go. 2 West Virginia National Guard. Let me get out of here. I don't like these advertisements. How do I get rid of that advertisement? I don't know how to get rid of this advertisement, but I'll just bring it up. I do not know how to. Okay, here we go. 2 members of the West Virginia National Guard were fatally shot in D.C. near the White House on Wednesday afternoon. These brave West Virginians lost their lives in the service of their country, Governor Patrick Morrissey wrote on Twitter or X. We are in ongoing contact with federal officials as the investigation continues. The Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department wrote on Twitter it had secured the scene of the shooting near Farragut Square, about a block from the White House complex, and that a suspect was in custody. DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, is working with local law enforcement to gather more information, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem wrote on Twitter, or also known as X. President Trump is currently in Florida. The White House was in a state of lockdown after the shooting, the press secretary said. The Independent, which is this publication, has contacted the DC National Guard, Secret Service, and Washington Police for comment. In a post on Truth Social, President Trump vowed that the animal that shot the 2 National Guardsmen will pay a very steep price. And it tells you how you can view more. A third individual was reportedly hospitalized in the incident, according to the DC Fire and EMS. The FBI is assisting with the investigation into the shooting, Director Kash Patel has said. Please pray for the family members, and we will update with more information, according to this article. So we just wanted to bring you this breaking news, let you all know what was going on. If you have anything that you all want to add to it, I'll see some of you in the comment section. Just let us know what's going on, okay? That you know. I'm about to go buy a condo, Tommy says. It's just a pretty good time. I gotta get out of this trader. Oh, do I pay my taxes? Okay, we have to answer that a little later because we're talking about this shooting, okay, sister? But you can, if you want to get in touch with Chief, you can email him at unityinmotion45@yahoo.com. Welcome, Chief.
Hey, Kia, you just told me about the shooting that happened.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go for live at 5 and
okay.
break some things down with the people. We're there, and I say glory, hallelujah to that. We're there, guys. We are there. This is chaos out of order.
I'm sorry, my computer is doing some things. Can you see me, Chief? Okay, so yeah, he's saying glory, hallelujah, not about the shooting, but just about how we know that certain things are lining up that's going to lead to our liberation. They're going to get those guys that shot the National Guard members. But Chief has some more insight, and he'll go through that on his channel when he goes live at 5 o'clock. There you go, Chief. Oops, I'm trying to get you. I don't know why.
You hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, there you go. I hear you.
But everything that's happening now is pretty much what I've been sharing on my social media platforms of all, preparing the people mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and now financially about what's getting ready to happen right now. I have been prepped, and that's why I am set up in a capacity. Okay?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Can you hear me, Kia?
Yes.
Okay, you can hear me. I can't hear you, but you can hear me.
Oh, I can hear you.
Somebody, y'all got people trying to call me all of a sudden, man.
Okay.
It'll click in. Hold on. When this call stop, then I'll be able to hear you talk, but you can't hear me, right?
Yes.
So I'll just most of everything. I am set up in a capacity that I never thought I would be set up in. I'll tell you that much. And the enemy is mad. And guess what? The enemy can suck a lemon. But I am set up in such a strong capacity. And I know that it's not my doing. I know that I have some divine intervention to be set up in a capacity that I'm set up in right now. And it's a beautiful day here in Atlanta. I'm quite sure it's a beautiful day in Florida.
It is.
And life is for the living. And no, I'm just excited about life, man. I'm out there trying to save somebody. Just today, I spoke to you earlier. 5 young men I'm getting ready to get some foreign currency who had never met me before. I was
Wow.
getting my hair cut. See my hair looks. My
Oh,
haircut.
oh, it's sharp, Chief.
Gotta stay right. I was getting my hair cut, and my barber has said some things. As I just started speaking life to them, I said, "Listen, man, I'm prepared to get me a Bentley, a Rolls Royce in the next, or a Bentley in the next 2 months." They said, "Man, we were just talking about doing it for us."
Mm.
And I said, "This is divine intervention." So I shook them. I started talking to them, and these young men are in they're like late 20s or early 30s. Guys, they all jumped up and hugged me.
Oh, geez.
I love being an OG. I love being an OG. Unc to the young Jews who respect their elders. I love it because I'm going to lead them in righteousness. And I'm going to have some soldiers behind me rocking with Chief Mac because I'm the man. Because I'm out here putting sweat equity in the community. And they need me. They need a cat like me that ain't running my mouth. They need a cat like me that been through the fire and came out don't look like he been through. They need a fucking soldier like me who don't look his age, who don't look like what he's been through. And these guys will hurt you over me. They will hurt you over me because I'm giving them something that their uncle didn't give them, that they dad didn't give them. These guys will wreck you over me. I got some true soldiers out there that respect me, that love me. And pretty soon, I'm going to bring these soldiers on YouTube, and they're going to show you that you fuck with Chief, you fuck with us.
And we need soldiers. We need soldiers.
Play games if you want to. Get caught out these streets if you want to. You're putting your mouth on me. Get caught off these streets because the homeless love me. Because I'm out here to bring salvation to them. So you got to be careful, guys. That's a lot about to happen. And what everybody should be doing is stop focusing on yourself and focus on somebody else that you can help. And that's what I'm doing. I'm out in these streets telling people about, you don't know about anything about foreign currency. Get some. I'm trying to bring salvation, repentance, remedy to those that don't even know it. You got to be careful with a cat like me, with a woman like this sister Dr. Key is.
Thank you, Chief.
You are appreciated. I got so many people saying we wouldn't have found you if it wasn't for her.
Thank God. Thank
And
God.
when you're trying to reach out to Dr. Kia or whoever and saying things about anybody, Dr. Kia know who Chief Mac is. She know the heart of the man I am. So there is nothing you can say about me to her, and there is nothing you can say to her about me. I'm as righteous as they come because I have a sense of humility. And I'm so excited because it's about to go down. And there may be some more things that happen. They just need something to put out there to scare the people up like they always do.
Okay.
Because when 9/11 happened, I know that dude right there. When 9/11 happened, you know what happened during 9/11?
What happened?
$150 trillion was stolen from the indigenous people of the Americas.
Wow.
Of the Americas.
Wow.
I know him. $150 trillion was stolen out of our trust accounts. When they staged that, there was nothing but the production. And the people running around there like they were those were crisis actors. And no plane had hit those buildings because it was controlled demolition and the planes were CGI. I'm a smart guy. I'll be honest. See, I know how this system works. Just like today, the so-called guards being so-called, shot, all that stuff is staged. I know that we are right there at the door. It can happen on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you know what? A lot of
Let me go out and come right back in so I can hear you talk. I'm gonna go out and come right back in.
Okay. He's saying some things that we've been looking for could happen on Thanksgiving Day, and it makes sense, family, because they've been saying we were going to have a nice Christmas, a Merry Christmas. It would be nice, not the shooting, but it would be nice to have something financially to happen that's going to bless the people. And by the way, if you want to see Chief Mac, he'll go live at 5:00. Let me show you here's his YouTube right here. It is just Chief Mac, or his handle is Chief Mac 9574. I put a link in the chat for you. I'll put it on the description section here of the video so you can follow along. And when he goes live, you'll be able to just see him. So go ahead over to his channel and subscribe to it when you get a chance. Hit the notification bell so when he goes live, family, you'll see him. We want to hear his take on the shooting of the 2 National Guard members and some of the other people that were shot today. Additionally, I just want to say before Chief Mack is back in the room, let me put him up. Somebody said, where'd y'all say there was a stock that closed, a stock $ DJT stock closed at 11.11. This is DBTKD says it closed at $11.11 and 11.11 equals war. 11.11 also equals a doorway or a portal out with the old in with the new. So it's interesting that the
Right. And 11.11 since last week, all the way up until the day. 11.11. Because my daughter's birthday is 11.11.
Oh, wow.
And I'm 666.
Okay.
So these numbers, man, you got to pay attention to these numbers. You know, that's so my fanatic Christian religious brothers and sisters don't mean the mark of the beast. I'm sorry. It means 6 electrons and electrons. 6 protons, neutrons, and electrons. That's what it means. And that's 6 times 3 is 18, giving you 1 plus 8 is 9, giving you 9 being. And that's who we are. That's who I am. 9.
You said 9 ether beings?
Yes.
Okay.
Highest gene pool of all the people, the original man, and the original. You and I have that. You and I have that ancient look, Dr. Kim.
The ancient look.
Yes, we do. That nose, the king, the nose.
Yeah.
The high cheekbones.
Yep.
And we're both. We're both. You're beautiful, and I'm handsome.
Thank you.
Along with it, don't hate because I'm beautiful. You know, don't hate you. The Creator sent us down here that way because we wasn't born. We were sent to be who we are today. To be who we are today. That means our common debt is not bad. When you see these homeless people on the streets and stuff like that, it's because you don't know what they did in the life before this life. And all is being regenerated back into this system. Reason ain't no heaven and hell you're going to, guys. I'm sorry. That's going over into 5D. You're going to be destroyed and played with an energy harvest over and over again. You know what people are by the fruits that they bear, by what comes out their mouth about other people.
Right.
Because if somebody has trespassed against you, you take it up with the Great Spirit. Handle it however naturally in the righteous way in the physical realm. You know, we know these things. If anybody is following somebody, putting out chaos and lies about a person, that says something about what kind of person you are.
And people might wonder why we brought that up today, but they don't know that a lot of people have said some very untrue things, you know, about the work that we're doing over here. And on one hand, we do ignore some of it, but on another hand, they're really implicating themselves, and it's a very dangerous thing to do because everything people do, it's being watched. If we were fraudulent and we were doing wrong by the people, Chief Mack, we wouldn't be able to continue.
Let me tell you something for you losers out there. I am doing very successful because I'm a righteous man, because I'm really helping people. And pretty soon, these people are ready to come out here and say so. The things that are being put out there and said about Dr. Kim and myself are lies. And I bet you these things, they won't put their life on the line for saying it. I want to put my life on the line about what I got to say. Are you willing to do that? I bet you won't. You're gonna hit the ghost. I can promise you that. Dr. Kid is a righteous woman. I'm a righteous woman, and Dr. Kid don't have time.
Righteous man.
Don't have time for foolishness. You're not gonna get in her ear and talk to her about foolishness. This woman got work to do. I have
Absolutely. Chief.
Started doing the work before the come up happened, and that's why we're gonna come up for real on the come up, because we have put the shadow work in. We have put the sweat equity into it. We done these things. Dr. Kid has, because of her, a lot of people made a decision right now where they're going to be millionaires today. Thousands of people.
Praise God. I'm so happy. Yes.
Going to be found out. You just run your mouth and put your mouth on a woman like this. You don't know this woman. This woman got sons that'll hurt you. This woman pushed out 8 boys. Look, She pushed out sons. She raised sons who she didn't even.
Raise sons,
She raised.
soldiers.
She's the
Hmm.
mom of the nations. They need women like this.
Yes.
We don't
Yes.
have very many women like this.
Mm.
And we,
I'm honored.
the people that put their mouth on people like that, what are you doing? What are you doing in comparison to what me and Dr. Key are doing? What are you doing? Ask yourself that. Because I got way more going on these social media platforms than off of it. Way more. When I rise up in the morning, I rise up saying, who can I help?
I know.
Who can I help deliver? So you'll never work today. Just today, I had a classmate of mine. I'm going to buy foreign currency. I sent up to see that somebody transitioned the family. She's crying all on crying. Said, thank you, because we grew up together.
Mm.
I said, your days of working ends this year, my sister.
Mm.
That's what I love to do, and that's what I'm all about. And anybody who's been in my life, that's all I've tried to do is help. But I'm gonna tell you something: some people are not deserving to be helped, and some people, I'm gonna tell you something: some people, their karmic debt separates them from me to be helped like that because they did a lot of evil.
Mm-hmm.
They did a lot of evil. Some people are not meant to get it. Anybody that get this wealth, watch. If they get this wealth, you hadn't changed your heart, if you're going over there to this wealth,
You
it's not
do.
gonna last long. You think you have this kind of money with that evil heart of yours?
You can't.
It don't add up. You should right now, everybody, Dr. Kid, myself, and other people, we have been priming our dear brothers and sisters up to get rid of the hate, envy, malice, and jealousy out your heart before you get this wealth. Because if you get this wealth before you've done that shot of work, it's gonna make it much more difficult to get rid of it because you're gonna think the money the money is gonna make you bigger than what you are, more bigger. It's gonna permeate with your heart even more, which is gonna make it difficult to do the true changes because you think the money's gonna allow you to be whatever food, kind of food you want to be. And it's just
It
not
magnifies. Money magnifies who you are.
so. It answers all things to the righteous, but it's the root of all evil to the wicked.
Hmm.
So it's what's coming. People, you laugh now and you cry later. That's where it goes.
See, somebody said, let me see. Oops. Oh gosh, my computer is acting up. Hold on. Of course it would be. Oh wow. Let me see what somebody said. Gosh, family, I'm starting to have issues with my live. Hold on. I want to get your comments. Something about 11:11. What did y'all say? I love you too. Okay, they said Revelations 11:11, government shutdown. Everybody rose up. Wow. Or maybe she's just making some notes. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Somebody says Dr. Kia is beyond beautiful. Oh, I'm a bringer of light. Thank you so much, Sister Cassandra. God bless you. I love you more. 666. Yeah, somebody's taking notes. 666 carbon fiber, melanated God sends. God sent. That's exactly what's happening with Mother Earth. She's recalibrating. This is the ascension, Shar says. DBTKD says you both are doing God's work. Thank you both. You're welcome. Star Kelly says energy does not lie. Dr. Kia Pruitt. Thank you. Amen, sir. Me, I don't listen to anybody, Tammy says. I follow my heart and my Bible is my government. God is good. Creator bless you, Tammy. That's beautiful. Melissa says, could either of you tell me anything about the Agro Check or Zimbabwe Zim? We weren't really talking about financial news, but if Chief wants to say something, absolutely.
I mean, just real quick, guys. Agro is short for agriculture, okay?
Okay.
Meaning that if you have a humanitarian project, they're going to give you something on top of what the Agro Check is worth. That's what it's our Agro Check. The ZIMs are bonds. You can't go to a bank with your ZIM because they're bonds. So if you have a treasury within your local city or state, you can take your bonds right in there to the treasury, because the most banks can't handle the capacity of those bonds. So that's why you have to go to the treasury and walk in there. And this is why the treasury is going to take those bonds from you. And the bond is real money, back gold. And they're going to give you those credits, which are back gold, right out of your state that everybody have in that account. Everybody, you're going to walk in there and put money from your account that was started at birth. Because it's right there at the treasury. It's the all cap name. It's not you. It is a trust account. So your bond, those 10 notes that you walk in there to the treasury with, and what the treasury is going to do to offset the load of people rushing down there, they're going to choose certain things to be redemption centers. So all this stuff about the military, it's not, no. The banks are going to be chosen by the treasury to be redemption centers to help out the workload. So there it is.
Very good. Thank you, Chief. What can people contact you? Some people want to talk to you in private, Chief.
I'm going to tell some people, if you really careful, posting stuff about people that's untrue, because you're going to find yourself in some trouble.
And he's speaking not just prophetically. We're talking about real life stuff that's happening.
Be real careful, because some people think some things funny, and now people involved. Be real careful following people, saying things about people.
Yeah.
And funny. Be really even careful. You share this up on your page. Be careful, because you're going to be implementing on some things, because some things are going to come out and it won't be too funny. That's why I'm quiet. I'm good. I'm staying focused. Be careful. Be careful. Saying things about people. Posting things about people that other people are doing. I'm warning you. This is a warning. It's a warning.
And it doesn't go away. You were telling me that people will post things and say things trying to, slam people's character, and then they erase it. But it never goes. You said it never goes away from the internet.
Lord, don't. Because these platforms don't belong to the people. It belongs to them to incriminate you. I know that.
Wow.
You idiots. If you think you can post some of these platforms and then you will take it down on your end, fool, it's always up on their end for the detectives, for the three-letter people to pull, for an attorney to subpoena your account, because it don't belong to you. They can subpoena and pull all those records, to pull your phone records. Yes, all of this is being done right now. So laugh and smile while you can, because it won't be forever. It won't be for long.
Yeah.
You think it's a game? Watch.
Be very careful. So
Careful,
go ahead,
man.
Chief. If you all want to get in contact with Chief for a private consultation or to do the trust that will allow you to operate outside the jurisdiction of governments, then his email is unityinmotion45@yahoo.com. That's UNITYINMOTION45@yahoo.com. If you want to go over to his page, because you're about to go live, Chief, at 5.
Yeah, I'm about to go live.
Okay, we got to let you go. Let me see. This is his YouTube page, family. It is Chief Mack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say this too, Dr. Kia.
Take your time.
I'm what the people need. I'm one of those people that you need, because I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've been gifted with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding for overstanding of how this world works. I've been doing this for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And my character would not be tore down to try to do a destiny swap. It's not gonna work over here. I'm not playing no games, and you'll see real soon. I'm serious about this. Here's all that doors right now, because I got a family to rescue. So
and people don't know. The
serious.
police don't bother you. They don't understand. They don't understand who you are, what you've done. People don't. They don't have jurisdiction over you. They don't bother you. I don't tell everything, but it's not a good idea to come against somebody who understands who they are, and can utilize certain things.
I have access to some people. I got some stuff that's done, but I don't talk about.
Yeah.
And that's why I move with confidence the way I do, because I don't bother people. I don't put my mouth on people. I would never, ever tell a lie on the people, and I put my life on the line for that. And if anybody, if you're following anybody right here, ask them, is what you said about this person, do you put your life on the line about what you say about these people? I bet you they won't do it, because people are full of shit. people could be treacherous. So I'm here to tell you, soul trapping people, be mindful about who you allow in your life and who you deal with at this point
Period.
right now. Because the weakness and terror is happening right now. So if you're gonna be
Mm.
over fifth dimension, you still got people left over in 3 dimension trying to act like they're in 4 dimension. Be careful. I tell Dr. Kill all the time, don't allow the women in your life. Don't allow that, because they're just trying to get in to see what you got and compare themselves to you. They want to compete with you. And that's what people to get your life, to try to find out what you got going on, try to slender your character so they can do a destiny swap because they've been in your life to try to compete with you. You should be just competing with yourself and outdoing yourself. That's what it should be. And I've outdone myself because I was only competing with myself, and I'm doing progression, major chess move progressions. I'm progressing so far ahead. And the people know that. The people see that. The people appreciate me, appreciate you.
Thank you, Chief.
Work that
And
with
thank
them.
you, Soul Tribe. Thank you.
And I'm vicious about my name. I'm not, go back and forth with you, but I'm vicious about my name, my character. I wouldn't even be on here if I knew I was full of shit. I wouldn't be on here like this. And I got a gang of people that want to talk to me. Gang of them in line want to talk to me because I'm a righteous brother. I get on the phone, people are crying to me. People are asking for direction. People need help. With all the chaos happening, the chance for redemption, for anybody to be anything other than that, shame on you. You're foolish. And the time is such we are right now. But America is going to happen for me, you, and the Soul Tribe people.
Praise God.
Foreign currency. America is going to happen for you righteous brothers and sisters. And we come in all kind of flavors and colors.
That's right.
I'll see you on the other side. Of righteousness, of wealth, inheritance, abundance. I'll see you on the other side.
Absolutely. And I showed, before we get up, I just want to tell the family, I spoke to an estate planner here who happens to be a lawyer, and I was talking to him about the trust that you do for our Soul Tribe members. He said, he's been doing this for decades. He said, that is the most powerful document that exists in the world. He said, I've seen people have that document. He said, I knew somebody that was, locked up that had this trust, and all his estate and his stuff was protected. He said, these people would try to come against him. He pull out that document. I didn't know the power of the document like this. He said he would, when they saw the document, and they knew he would put liens on all these people. He said they left him alone. He said the man went to prison for, I think it was false allegations. They let him out based on the document, the trust. I don't know what the language is that was so magical, but he was like, you got to know that that's the most powerful document in the world. And everybody don't do that trust. Everybody won't touch it because there's a lot that comes with it that protects you. The government has no jurisdiction over you.
I don't really like to go into that type of detail on these
Okay.
platforms.
Okay.
I know how to operate in trust. You got a lot of people to try to act like they know how to handle court cases and how to be the so-called police ticket, but you really don't know what you're talking about. Because if you wouldn't talk openly about stuff like that on these platforms. It's something not even supposed to be talked openly like that. I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
But I know one thing: I was able to get rid of a police ticket because I operate in trust, and I wasn't that smiling. Not disloyal or dishonored. I smiled at the judge. He smiled at me, and I was the last one in the courtroom. And he tried me to recontract by saying, "You need an attorney." And I was nice and nasty. Said, "No, thank you." Smiled at him. I gave the clerk of course, which has more power than the judge.
Somebody said that the shooting that occurred. Yes, 1 second, Chief. Rich. Yes, sir. Rich said that the shoot.
Yeah, I can't hear you, but somebody just tried to call. The clerk of course has more power than the judge. And the judge is only a referee. And he wears black because he's coming to a weight, because he got an all caps corpse coming into the courtroom who's trying to talk, but they don't hear you because you're underwaters. Because they have turned you to a minor, and you walk in the court not in the majority to speak for yourself, and they're there to do commerce with you by being the fiduciary over that estate trust that you don't even know that's sitting there. Okay, then, so I'm a smart guy. I'm beyond it. And you people can learn a lot from me, and people want to talk to me because I'm a very intelligent man.
Yes,
I'm
you are.
intelligent enough not to fall for foolishness of people trying to gaslight me out of my inheritance. I'm a very intelligent man. So this is what people need. People need to know things, and I don't go into deep depth about that unless I'm talking to a person and I'm feeling the people. Each person I talk to on the phone, I'm basically filling you out. I'm discerning. I'm listening to everything you say. I'm listening to your tone, and I can read you. So if you get on that phone with me and be foolish if you want to, and try to come on the phone, sent by the enemy, and think you're gonna talk to me on the phone, you're gonna bring harm to yourself. That's spiritual harm. Don't talk to me if you don't mean me no good. I promise you, if you get on that phone with me and your heart is not right towards me, then I'm gonna ask the creator to put a curse on your ass. So I'm not fucking around. Excuse my French.
Some people don't know how to respond to people that are very confident, but when you are a person of God, you walk in righteousness and you live a circumspect life, there's no reason to act like you're not the man or the woman. There's no reason to walk around like ashamed. You know that you have the protection of the Almighty. You know that you live a circumspect, righteous lifestyle. There's no reason to act like you're beneath anybody. Oh, look at that. Rich P. Rich said that the situation in Washington of the two shootings of the National Guard and other people that occurred, it happened on 17th Street. 17, the letter Q. 1 + 7 = 8, which is abundance or prosperity. They're speaking in codes. Thank you, Rich.
Yeah.
We got to let you go, Chief. You going on next or you going on at 5? You going on right away or should we wait to 5?
No, let me go ahead and get off right now so I set things up right now so I can set things up now.
Okay, let me show people one last time where you are. Chief Mac here. His handle is Chief Mac 9574. Just type in Chief Mac on YouTube. He's about to go live soon, so join him. He's going to give us more insight and his commentary on the shootings that occurred. So if you're just joining us, family, there were multiple National Guard member and other people that were shot in Washington, D.C., right outside the White House, and there is a suspect in custody. President Trump has been briefed, and there will be more updates on this breaking news. So stay tuned in to my show. I probably won't go back I'm tired, so we're going to follow Chief Mac in a few minutes. Anything else, Chief, before we get out of here?
No, I'm excited right now because I know what's going to happen. Because chaos, the Gong Show. Remember the Gong Show back in the day?
The Gong Show, yes.
You hit that giant bell, came out the 70s.
Yeah.
Show us, let the games begin because it's games, man. I'm gonna get my insight on it. Go deep and teach the people. Just educate you on when you seeing things like this. It's always because something's happened. I'll go more further into detail. I'm going to be going live at 5. I'm going to set things up right now. Y'all come on over. Haters and all. Y'all come on over and learn something.
If you want to get in touch with Chief Mac for a private trust or for consultation, email him at unityinmotion45@yahoo.com. UNITYINMOTION45@yahoo.com. Thank you for joining us, Soul Tribe. We appreciate you and love you so much. Thank you for joining us, Chief. You've talked to Chief Mac and Dr. Kia Pruitt. I trust we've said something to raise your vibrations and inspire you to create the most amazing, magnificent life. Family, we did a live earlier today about the RV and some other things. And then on the private group, we did a live for only private group members about credit repair. Credit will go away soon. It's something that we don't really like, but if you need to play the credit game for whatever reason, we did go into detail. We did a thorough podcast on how you can take off or dispute negative items on your credit report and how you can increase your score. But that's just in the meantime while we're waiting for the NASARA benefits and the dividend payments that are attached to our trust. So I did put that link in the chat here, and I will put it in the description section as well. We will see you on Chief Mac's live at 5:00. Thank you, family. Peace, Chief. I love you. Thank you for joining us, Chief.
Okay, now.
All right. Bye, family. Join us at Chief's house soon. Bye.